Passage 1. A day at the beach. Today, I spent the day at the beach with my friends. The weather was perfect, sunny but not too hot, with a gentle breeze. We arrived early in the morning to find a good spot. After setting up our umbrellas and towels, we decided to take a dip in the sea. The water was refreshing and clear. Later, we played beach volleyball and built sandcastles. For lunch, we enjoyed sandwiches, fruits, and cold drinks. In the afternoon, we relaxed, listened to music, and watched the waves. It was a wonderful day filled with laughter and fun. Passage 2. Shopping at the market. Every Saturday, I visit the local farmers market. It's my favorite place to buy fresh produce. The market is always bustling with people, and the vendors are friendly and helpful. I usually start by buying fruits like apples, oranges, and strawberries. Then I move on to vegetables. Carrots, tomatoes, and lettuce are my staples. I also like to pick up some homemade bread and local honey. The market has a lively atmosphere, with street musicians playing and children running around. By the time I leave, my bags are full, and I'm ready to cook delicious meals for the week. Passage 3. A visit to the museum. Last weekend, I visited a museum in the city center. The museum has an impressive collection of art and historical artifacts. I started my tour with the ancient history section, where I saw statues and pottery from different civilizations. Next, I explored the art gallery, which featured paintings and sculptures from famous artists. One of my favorite exhibits was the photography section, showcasing stunning images from around the world. There was also a special exhibition on space exploration, which I found fascinating. I spent several hours at the museum and learned so much about history and art.
Passage 4. A day at the park. Yesterday I spent the afternoon at the park. The weather was perfect for a day outdoors. I brought a picnic basket filled with snacks, a blanket, and a good book. When I arrived, I found a shady spot under a big tree and spread out my blanket. I spent the first hour reading and enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. Later, I took a walk around the park, watching people play sports and families having fun. I even joined a group of friends playing frisbee. As the sun began to set, I packed up my things and headed home, feeling refreshed and happy. Passage 5. Learning a new language. Learning a new language can be both challenging and rewarding. I started learning Spanish a few months ago, and it has been an exciting journey. At first, I struggled with pronunciation and grammar, but with practice, I improved. I attend a language class twice a week, and also practice with language apps on my phone. Speaking with native speakers has helped me a lot, and I try to use Spanish in everyday conversations whenever possible. Although it's sometimes difficult, I enjoy the process and look forward to becoming fluent one day. Passage 6. A visit to the zoo. Last weekend I visited the zoo with my family. We saw many different animals, from lions and tigers to elephants and giraffes. The zoo had special enclosures that mimicked the animals' natural habitats, which made the experience even more interesting. My favorite part was the bird show, where we watched trained birds perform tricks and fly around the audience. We also visited the aquarium section, where we saw colorful fish and even a few sharks. It was an educational and fun day, and we left the zoo with a greater appreciation for wildlife. Passage 7. A weekend getaway. Last weekend, I decided to take a short trip to the countryside. I needed a break from the busy city life. I booked a cozy cabin near a lake and packed my bags. The drive was peaceful, and I enjoyed the scenic views along the way. When I arrived, I was greeted by fresh air and the sound of birds. I spent the day hiking, fishing, and reading a good book. In the evening, I made a campfire and roasted marshmallows. It was a perfect getaway, and I returned home feeling refreshed and recharged. Passage 8. Learning to play the guitar. I've always wanted to learn how to play the guitar, so I finally decided to take lessons. At first, it was challenging to get my fingers to move smoothly on the strings. My instructor was very patient and encouraging. He taught me some basic chords and simple songs. I practiced every day, and slowly but surely, I started to improve. Now I can play a few of my favorite songs and even compose my own tunes. Learning the guitar has become a fun and rewarding hobby that I look forward to every day.
Passage 9. A day at the zoo. Last weekend I visited the zoo with my family. We saw many different animals, from lions and tigers to elephants and giraffes. The zoo had special enclosures that mimicked the animals' natural habitats, which made the experience even more interesting. My favorite part was the bird show, where we watched trained birds perform tricks and fly around the audience. We also visited the aquarium section, where we saw colorful fish and even a few sharks. It was an educational and fun day, and we left the zoo with a greater appreciation for wildlife. Passage 10. Weekend hiking adventure. Last Sunday, I decided to go hiking with a group of friends. We chose a trail that was known for its beautiful scenery and moderate difficulty. We started early in the morning to avoid the afternoon heat. Along the way, we saw stunning views of the mountains and valleys, and even spotted a few deer. We took breaks to enjoy snacks and take pictures. The hike was challenging but rewarding, and reaching the summit was an incredible feeling. We spent some time at the top, enjoying the view and resting before heading back down. Passage 11. The benefits of reading. Reading is a wonderful hobby that offers numerous benefits. It can improve your vocabulary, enhance your understanding of different cultures, and provide a great way to relax. Whether you enjoy fiction or nonfiction, there's a book out there for everyone. For instance, reading novels can take you to imaginative worlds, while biographies can give you insight into the lives of interesting people. Additionally, reading regularly can improve your focus and concentration. So next time you have some free time, pick up a book and start reading. Passage 12. Baking a cake. Yesterday, I decided to bake a cake for my friend's birthday. I followed a simple recipe that I found online. First, I gathered all the ingredients: flour, sugar, eggs, butter, and vanilla extract. I preheated the oven and mixed the ingredients together until the batter was smooth. After pouring the batter into a cake pan, I put it in the oven and set the timer. While the cake was baking, I prepared the frosting. Once the cake was done, I let it cool before spreading the frosting on top. My friend loved the cake, and it was a big hit at the party. Passage 13. A rainy day indoors. One rainy day, I decided to stay indoors and enjoy some quiet time. I made myself a cup of hot chocolate and settled on the couch with a good book. The sound of the rain tapping against the windows was soothing. After reading for a while, I decided to watch a movie. I picked a classic comedy that always makes me laugh. Later, I spent some time cooking a delicious meal and then called a friend for a chat. Although the weather was gloomy, I had a relaxing and enjoyable day at home.
Passage 14. Joining a school club. Joining a school club can be a great way to make new friends and explore your interests. Last year, I joined the drama club at my school. At first, I was nervous because I didn't know anyone, but everyone was very welcoming. We met twice a week to rehearse for our school play. I learned a lot about acting, stage design, and teamwork. By the end of the year, we put on an amazing performance that everyone loved. Joining the drama club was one of the best decisions I made, and I highly recommend getting involved in school activities. Passage 15. A visit to the Science Museum. Our class recently took a trip to the Science Museum. The museum had many interactive exhibits that made learning about science fun. My favorite exhibit was the planetarium, where we watched a show about the stars and planets. We also saw a dinosaur skeleton and learned about the different types of fossils. The hands-on experiments were really cool too. We got to create our own mini volcanoes and watch them erupt. By the end of the day, I had learned so much and realized that science can be really exciting. Passage 16. Preparing for exams. Preparing for exams can be stressful, but it's important to stay organized and focused. I usually start by making a study schedule, breaking down my revision into manageable sections. I use different study methods, like flashcards for vocabulary and practice tests for subjects like math. It's also important to take regular breaks to avoid burnout. I try to balance studying with some relaxation, like going for a walk or listening to music. By staying consistent and keeping a positive mindset, I find that I can perform better in my exams. Passage 17. Learning a new sport. Learning a new sport can be both challenging and rewarding. Last summer, I decided to learn how to play tennis. At first, it was difficult to get the hang of it, especially the serve. I took lessons at a local tennis club and practiced regularly with a friend. Over time, I improved my skills and started to enjoy the game more. Playing tennis not only helped me stay fit, but also taught me about discipline and perseverance. Now, it's one of my favorite hobbies, and I look forward to playing every weekend. Passage 18. Volunteering at an animal shelter. Volunteering at an animal shelter has been a rewarding experience for me. I started volunteering a few months ago, and I usually go there on weekends. My tasks include feeding the animals, cleaning their cages, and playing with them. I've always loved animals, and this opportunity has allowed me to help them in a meaningful way. I've also learned a lot about animal care and the importance of adoption. Seeing the animals happy and healthy is the best part of my week, and I feel grateful to be able to make a difference.
Passage 19. A day in the life of a student. My typical school day starts at 7 a.m. I get up, have breakfast, and head to school. Classes begin at 8 a.m., and I usually have math, science, and English in the morning. During lunch break, I catch up with friends and eat in the school cafeteria. In the afternoon, I attend history and physical education classes. School finishes at 3 p.m., and I often stay for an hour to participate in the chess club. When I get home, I do my homework, have dinner with my family, and relax by watching TV or reading a book. I go to bed around 10 p.m. to get enough rest for the next day. Passage 20. Planning a birthday party. Next month, I'm planning a birthday party for my best friend. We decided to have a surprise party at my house. I made a list of everything we need, including decorations, food, and invitations. I ordered a special birthday cake from the bakery and bought some colorful balloons and streamers. I also prepared a playlist of our favorite songs. On the day of the party, I'll set up everything and ask a few friends to arrive early to help with the preparations. When my friend arrives, we'll surprise her with a big, happy birthday and start the celebration. It's going to be a fantastic day filled with fun and laughter.